Srila Prabhupada was quite lenient in giving first Harinam initiation, but he was quite conservative and strict before giving the second Gayatri initiation. We call it Brahmana initiation, not only because you are given the Gayatri mantra, a very sacred mantra that has been chanted by acharyas, our acharyas, throughout history in our disciplic succession. But it is also a commitment to take responsibility to live as a Vaishnav Brahmin. Brahmin doesn't mean just doing rituals. It means Vaishnav Brahmin is to live with example. To be, you can take child outside, please. Hari Hari. It is a responsibility to live as a leader, as a spiritual leader within our society. Doesn't mean having a post or a role as far as hierarchy. It could be as a housewife, it could be as a grihasta working, but in whatever we're doing, we're actually giving an example of a Vaishnava and Krishna consciousness. Exemplary in our sadhana, exemplary in our inner relationships with other devotees, with the public, exemplary in our enthusiasm to serve, exemplary in our morality and our ethics, and especially being exemplary in Vaishnava etiquette. Not to be fault-finding, but to be actually trying to create purity and harmony within our communities. That's the foremost responsibility of a second initiated devotee, to strive to bring purity and harmony within our communities by our example, by our words. Whatever capacity we have, we should really read and learn Srila Prabhupada's books, and share it with others. In this way, by actually following the principles of the responsibility of a second initiate devotee, we're truly on path back home, back to God. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed, I'm not a Brahmin or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra or a Brahmachari or Grihastha, Vanaprastha or Sannyas. Gopi Bhartur Padakamalaya Dasa Dasa. I am servant of servant of servant. That is Vaishnava. In whatever role we're in. And Srila Prabhupada, he considered this second initiation so sacred and so special that according to his standards, no one could touch the deities in our temples unless they're second initiated. No one could cook over fire to be offered to the deities without second initiation. When I was a brahmachari, before I got second initiation, I was making sandesh for deities, and actually even Prabhupada would like it, but before my second initiation, I could knead it, but I had to be directing someone. As soon as it went over any fire, I wasn't allowed to touch it. I could only be saying pieces. I had to be guiding the Brahmins. But I wasn't qualified to even touch the pot when it was over fire. I could cut the vegetables and meat, and so this is the standard of deity worship. But it's also, how sacred and how holy this initiation is, entitling us to actually cook for the installed deities in temples. It actually qualifies us, as unqualified as we are, to offer arti on the altar, to trust the deities. In Prabhupada's standards, if you're not Brahmin, you cannot offer arti on the altar of arti. In homes we can do because they're not installed. And in many temples, there's actually a great need for devotees to do deity worship and cooking. So now that you have been entrusted with this Gayatri mantra, and you've taken this responsibility and this commitment of second initiation, whenever or however possible, please be enthusiastic to volunteer to help the temples cooking and deity safety and other such meaningful activities. There's oftentimes a great need. Many temples in the West, we have to import people from Mayapur or Bangladesh or Nepal or Bombay to do the deity worship. But actually, it's much nicer if the local community, not only the brahmacharis in the ashram, but also the community outside, are enthusiastic to come to actually contribute and help. So my humble request is, however and whenever possible, please come and help our temples in this way. And consider it such an honor and such a privilege, and feel so unworthy, but at the same time, very special opportunities come. And for those who are disciples of His Holiness Bhaktivednata Swami Maharaj, I'm just feeling so completely fortunate that I can serve you in this way. And in doing so, I can feel that He's blessing me, that He's pleased with me. So I'm forever grateful to you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be servant of Bhaktivednata Swami. And please know you just follow the love of your heart for your Guru. I'm here just to assist, not to in any way replace. And for the rest of you, I'm your servant too. I'm very honored to serve you. You are all Srila Prabhupada's personal property, and I'm so grateful to, on his behalf, to lead you forward in his service. So do chant this Gayatri mantra very carefully every day, 3 times every day. The first Gayatri mantra is Brahma Gayatri, which is standard Gayatri mantra that most all Brahmins chant in India and throughout the world. But our acharyas have given such a deep meditation on Krishna, who's the Paramatma within the sun that gives all light and life, and Srimati Radharani, who is always within the heart of Krishna. And we are meditating on that grace that's coming to give light and life to the universe and to all of us. And then there's the Guru Mantra, where we meditate upon our Guru. And then the Guru Gayatri Mantra, where we're meditating upon serving our Guru and the mercy of our Guru. And there is the Gora Mantra, and then the Gora Gayatri Mantra, meditating on the mercy and the grace and the form and the love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his holy names. Then there is Gopal Mantra, which is celebrated throughout Vaishnava literatures. There's different variations of Gopal Mantra, but this is the mantra that we've been given for our Gayatri. And the next is the Kam Gayatri Mantra. And Brahma Samhita describes that this mantra originates in the sound of Krishna's flute. When Krishna played upon his flute, the sound of this mantra manifested. The love of his heart coming through his flute. And these two mantras, Gopal Mantra and Kam Gayatri Mantra, are both worshipping the three primary deities of our sampradaya. Madan Mohan, the Sambandha Murti, who attracts our hearts and who establishes our relationship by being attracted to Krishna. Govindadev, Abhideya, who by serving with sincere devotion awards spontaneous love of God. And Gopinath, the Prayojana deity, who ultimately gives us entrance into the love of Sri Vrindavan and that of Gopis. So Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath, we meditate upon these deities as we're chanting the Gopal Gayatri Mantra. Srila Prabhupada emphasized there's no need to understand the meanings of the mantras, because, of course, it's really nice if we do. But Srila Prabhupada emphasized that just the sound vibration of each mantra is so sacred and so holy. The sound vibration is what we're really meditating upon when we're doing the Gayatri Mantra. And other meditations can come with that, naturally. But by the sound vibration can purify our heart. Our primary mantra is the Hare Krishna mantra. And these Gayatri mantras, we can attain the ultimate perfection by chanting Hare Krishna. Sincerely, in the mood of surrendering to serving and pleasing Krishna and Sri Radha, the service of our Gurus and Vaishnavas. This Gayatri mantra is very powerful. It's very, very helpful to purify our heart. And especially when we really take responsibility with this initiation. Through the way we live, what we speak, our example and our character. To truly be striving to be Brahman Vaishnavas. You are now all entrusted with this wonderful way of life. And I thank you. Hare Krishna. And number 2. Tirtha Prabhu, would you like to speak something? Please, you are very much learned in these subjects. Srila Prabhupada sat you down in this room for a special purpose.
According to, since Maharaj has requested, I could honor that. I would give the Brahmana initiation and often quote the verse from Bhagavad Gita, which gives the qualities of Brahman. So that's a very important meditation as all of you are entering that stage. Of course, Vaishnavas are anyway trying to cultivate such qualities. But it's good to also refresh yourselves as you are now officially taken the Brahmana initiation. So, Shamal Dhamma Tapasocham Brahma Karma Svabhavajam. So in the 18th chapter, Krishna gives a summary of all the qualities of the four varnas. And further, that's even described in more detail in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that could be some good reading opportunities to familiarize yourself with the qualities and activities of Brahmanas. When we say Brahmanas, we really mean Vaishnava Brahmanas, because there are so many smarta Brahmanas whose example we don't want to emulate. But we have in our society many saintly Vaishnava Brahmins who are leading Brahminical lifestyle, and that's something we should all try to emulate in our own lives. Qualities of peacefulness, sense control, honesty. Studying the Shastra especially is very important. That's Srila Prabhupada also used to complain, that his disciples or the devotees were not studying the books, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavad Gita. In fact, recently I came across a very powerful quote where Prabhupada told one disciple that the spiritual master is working so hard to translate the books, referring to himself. And you can see, even in this room, Srila Prabhupada would have translated many chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam in the early hours when, all the other devotees, the whole world is asleep. So he made such a sacrifice to give us this knowledge, to give us access to the Shastras in our languages. And he said that if you don't read the books, that's actually Guru Ravagya. It's an offense to the spiritual master to not read the books that he has so painstakingly produced. So that's another very important quality for Brahmin devotee, to study the Shastra and to speak on the Shastra. So that's something that Prabhupada himself recommended, and very important for all of us, Brahmin or not Brahmin, that we should be in touch with Srila Prabhupada's teachings, and especially his purports that he gave his life to complete. And that will also help us lead the Brahminical life when we're constantly reminded of the examples of the great devotees and the instructions of the Lord and the devotees in the pages of the Shastra. That will help us to maintain a very Krishna conscious and Brahminical mentality as we try to navigate through this modern Kali Yuga, which has so many distractions and so many pitfalls at every step. So stay on that narrow path, following our acharyas, following Srila Prabhupada, following authorities in Maharaj. Studying the Shastra can't be underestimated or overemphasized.
Thank you. Please do whatever Ananda Tirtha Prabhu has given us. I'm very grateful to each of you. Pray to Srila Prabhupada and all of our beloved acharyas, to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, to Sri Radha Gokulananda. Their mercy, their grace, their love shower upon you, to protect you, and to empower you to do wonderful things for your families, for the community, and for our movement, and for the world. I pray that by their mercy you can have a very happy, meaningful life in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much. Jai.